strings out, due, hai capito, no? Hai capito, hai capito. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are talking about the UDO Super 6. I've had this synth for about a week and I purchased it with my own money, and at the moment I'm not entirely sure whether I'm keeping it or if I'm going to bring it back. And we'll look into the reasons why that is in a minute. So this video is not going to be a comprehensive technical specification, you know, like a technical review or a full description of all the things that this marvelous synth can do. It's not even going to be a rough look into its signal path. In fact, you'll be surprised at how little you're going to learn about this instrument when it comes to, you know, architecture, signal path, capabilities, what you can do with it, other than the fact that it's blue. I'm going to tell you that it is blue. No, but really, if you're into technical, nerdy synth videos, this is not the video for you. You might want to check out Starsky Carr. Starsky Carr is an amazing synth connoisseur. He's a synth maestro, if you ask me, and his channel is amazing. He has a lot of wonderful reviews and comparisons between different analog and not only analog synths, so you might want to consider that. That's a great place to be. Now, my angle when reviewing a keyboard, any keyboard, is always that of a musician. So I'm a musician and I'm interested in using keyboard and synths. So my interest in this is whether this keyboard can provide the kind of sounds that I love and need. But further specification has to be said, and that's, I have only had it for a week anyway, and I have only used it for a very specific task. So, you know, this could never be a review anyway. Obviously, I have developed a few thoughts which I'm going to express to you in the rest of this video. And so the very specific task for which I have purchased this synth is covering a song by Genesis, covering Fading Lights by Genesis. I'm going to do that with my longtime friend and drummer Daniele, which some of you may have seen on this channel already. I have featured him many times. He's been a drummer on a lot of pieces that I have written, but also some covers, and so he's great. So Fading Lights is not out yet, or rather our version of Fading Lights is not out yet, but it will be out soon, and so look out for that if you're interested in that song or in actually seeing how this synth performs on that song. So what is this video going to be? Well, it's going to be a really stripped down, super quick, description, overview of its technical architecture, but really small. Then I'm going to play some sounds which I have used in the recording of Fading Lights. And then I'm going to give you some final thoughts that I have developed in this limited time that I have had with the instrument. And also to see whether, you know, how general, universal and widespread its use can be within my production and within my own taste. So let's get on with it. The UDO Super 6 is a hybrid digital analog synth. Digital analog because the oscillators are digital oscillators. They're really stable, they're really clean. That's the main point. They lack some of the aliases and the little noises that are often accompanied with sample-based oscillators. We want to call it, you know, with digital oscillators. Now these are super clean, really stable. But when it all comes together for me, it's the filter, because the filter is analog, and also the amplifier is analog. So yeah, you have two oscillators with different features. Then you have obviously a mixer, analog filter, analog amp, and two envelopes that can be routed out in various ways. Normally, this keyboard is a 12 voices synth. When you put it into binaural mode, for what I understand, this goes to being a 6-voice synth, so it's not 12 voices anymore, it's 6 voices, but the signal path gets genuinely split into two. So you have a genuinely stereo signal path. So totally, the left and the right are two totally independent channels. Now, I'm not going to say anything more about the architecture because I don't know anything more. I have read part of the manual, but not all of it. So there's a lot of modulation that you can apply, a lot of like sources and destinations for the modulation. And there are also, really interesting this cross mods fader here, which, well, is very, very useful, or can be very, very useful. And then you have a drift where the two oscillators can drift apart from each other a little bit. It's getting really hot in here. I get so hot as soon as I press recording, man. It's stressful. This is stressful. Now that this embarrassing technical overview of the instrument is over, we can finally go back to what I love doing, and that's playing the bloody thing. Now, let's play some of the sounds that I was saying that I have used on faded lights. So this is the velvety, lush string sounds that, those of you who know faded lights will know that it goes like this. Yeah, just, it's nice, isn't it? Now, at the moment, I don't have external effects in Logic. For the joy of some of you who have highly criticized me in a few videos ago on the YC, where I apparently used too much reverb, and I received this angry comment from this guy. And I'm not saying that he wasn't justified in giving me that negative body language. The fact is that this is my channel, so the only effects that are in this sound are the choruses. So I have setting 3 of the chorus, because the chorus has, I think, like in the Juno, so there's chorus 1, so this is without, this is with chorus 1, this is with chorus 2, and this is with chorus 3, which is the 2 selectors together, 1 and 2. Anyway, so this is 1. Then I have used this lead. Let me just let you hear the filter. A bit of resonance. So this is without the binaural mode on. Now let's switch that on. Let's see what happens. I think I'll use this one for a bass. Okay, let me try and make... Okay, now let's quickly start from an init patch, an initialized patch. Now there are so many things that I still haven't read through the manual, so I shouldn't be making this review yet, but as I said, it's not a review, it's a first impression after a week. And I haven't looked into trying to learn, I haven't been trying to learn it, I have just used it for this song. So this is an initialized patch. Let's bring the filter down a little bit. Okay, I want to try and let you hear the oscillator. So at the moment, there is one oscillator in, sine wave. Okay, let's switch off the binaural. Sine wave, sawtooth wave, square, triangle. The triangle always loses a bit of volume. This is noise. The two oscillators are really different in the sense that DDS1 has all the wavetable-like sort of digital wave shapes. And so, you know, you will find something which is typical of other types of synthesis. Yeah, some sort of glassy sounds. So you can use those as well. Now, let's move on to the other oscillator, which is square. Now let's see if I can let you hear the drifting thing. So I'm gonna bring the two oscillators together 50-50. So this is the crossmod fader. And then for the drift, I think every time that you have this sort of white underline kind of thing, you have to use shift. And then you have to remember to switch it off. Anyway, yeah, I like it. In fading lights, there are also some guitars. Now, I have reproduced the guitars again using this instrument. Now, every sound that you will hear in that song, if you do watch that video when it comes out, every sound comes from this instrument. Now, in the video, it's not going to look like that. It's going to look, because I want to show off and I want to look cool, so I'm going to have another instrument there. I'm going to use my Yamaha YC so that, you know, I look like I'm playing two keyboards at the same time. Mommy, look at me. But it's just pretend. It's not real, yeah? I'm not playing the Yamaha at all. I'm just playing this one. So even the guitars, I think for the guitars, yeah, I use this one. Which obviously when you hear it like that, it's yeah, but once you apply, you know, logic effects like some compression, some reverb, it's going to sound more something like this. Well, let's try and wrap up this video. As I said, a more comprehensive review will come out if I keep it, and then, you know, after a while I will be using it into a lot of productions, and then at some point I will give you a final opinion. Now, my thoughts at the moment are, I love it. I absolutely love it. It's got Well, I don't arrive into synths with too wide a setup criteria. You know, I don't need, you know, I don't do house music, and my compositions don't span over a multitude of different genres. So I love what, you know, in general, you know, I love pads, I love lead sounds, I love bass sounds, and other things, but I start from there, and the easiness and, you know, the simplicity with which this keyboard allows me to have some wonderful lush pads is just incredible, even compared to some of the synths that I've had previously, like the Prophets. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to own a Prophet again, but even, you know, compared to the Prophets, you know, with a synth like this, it's actually probably easier to produce a very nice and warm, you know, pad sound, as you were hearing at the beginning. In short, I love it. The character is, I was going to say mellow, but mellow, you know, could lead you to believe that it, you know, that it can only sound mellow, whereas it can sound mellow, but it can sound incredibly huge and powerful as well. But it is well-mannered, it's well-behaved, in the sense that it sits very well in a mix. It works really, really well with other instruments. It doesn't try to claim all of the sound spectrum. It doesn't try to steal the scene from all of the other instruments. So yeah, there is this character of, like, it's really, really reasonable and well behaved. So it's so easy to produce with it, compared to the Prophets. The Prophet, you know, again, obviously, if you want the raw, unapologetic, like, badness of an analog synth, probably this is not what you want then. It's not because it doesn't sound analog, but it's because it doesn't have that thick tone. It can sound very thick. It can sound really thick. In fact, let me play this for you, which is another extract from Fading Lights. As you can hear, it can really sound big. So, and at the same time, it's well behaved. So I can really see myself using it a lot in productions, because, and obviously, you know, for me at least, because I'm not, you know, a big synth nerd. For me, it represents a little bit of a learning curve. So there's always a voice in my head telling me to let it go and to go back to another Prophet, just because I know those a little bit better. And probably the architecture in a Prophet is slightly simpler compared to this. But another voice instead is telling me to keep it and to believe in it, because it's going to give me great results. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I'm so sorry that this review couldn't be what some of you may have wanted, may have expected, but this is what I can give you at the moment, and yeah, I love it. Stay tuned, please, and do watch Fading Lights when it's out, because yeah, it features that enormous talent, which is Daniele. Hey.